For the Miami Dolphins, one of the biggest questions is who will be the backup quarterback behind Tua Tagovailoa. The first preseason game didn't make the decision any easier, as neither of the contenders stood out. Tua Tagovailoa is the clear starting quarterback for the Dolphins. The team showed their commitment to him by giving him a huge contract extension, securing his place for the future. Last season, there were concerns about whether Tua could make it through a full season due to previous concussions. However, he eased those fears by starting all 17 games for the first time in his career. But in football, injuries can happen at any moment, so having a reliable backup is crucial. This is why the battle for the backup quarterback spot is so important. NFL writer Eric Edholm recently pointed out that this is something to watch closely in the Dolphins' upcoming preseason games. Skylar Thompson and Mike White are both competing for the backup position, but neither of them impressed in the first preseason game against the Atlanta Falcons. Thompson completed just 8 out of 19 passes and barely reached 100 yards. While he did manage to throw a touchdown, he also had an interception. Mike White didn't fare any better. He played the entire second half, but only completed 4 passes for a total of 26 yards. These performances did little to reassure fans or the coaching staff that the Dolphins have a dependable backup in case Tua has to sit out any games this season. The Dolphins are unlikely to keep 3 quarterbacks on their roster when the season begins, so the upcoming game against the Washington Commanders could be the last chance for Thompson and White to prove themselves and earn a spot on the final 53-man roster. As the Dolphins training camp comes to an end, the team is now moving forward with practices that will be closed to the public. This marks the end of an important phase in preparation for the season, but the mood around the team is mixed. Injuries have been a significant issue throughout the camp, with several key players struggling to stay healthy. Jaylon Phillips and Bradley Chubb, 2 key defensive players, were not expected to contribute heavily at the start of the year, but their absence is still concerning. Even more troubling is that Odell Beckham Jr. and Isaiah Wynn haven't participated in practice yet. These injuries were unexpected and have added to the uncertainties surrounding the team's readiness. Adding to the concerns, offensive lineman Aaron Brewer is dealing with an injury that has left his return date uncertain. This, combined with Wynn's absence, has left the offensive line thin, especially considering that Terron Armstead, the team's veteran tackle, has yet to prove he can stay healthy for an entire season. The situation worsened with Keon Smith being ruled out for the season, further depleting the team's depth. On the defensive side, Jordan Poyer has missed most of the camp due to a thumb injury, and now Jalen Ramsey and Javon Holland are also being held out of practice for undisclosed reasons. Cam Smith, another key player in the secondary, has also missed time, which means the entire starting secondary has dealt with injuries or issues during camp.